What's up, everybody? So we're going to start a series on common law. The reason we're going to do this is because, I don't know if you guys know, there's a case going on, or it's actually called an action at law going on in Sarasota County, Florida. There's a hearing on August 3rd, 2022. I am the petitioner, and I'm suing Sarasota County School Board for the sexually explicit books and to convene a grand jury to prosecute the Board of County Commission, or the commissioners or the school board members, for inciting an insurrection, as well as child neglect and some other things. But I want to talk about common law because a friend of mine said this to me today. There's people that are getting in protest together, and this is kind of a big deal, and I'm not really a big deal kind of guy. I kind of like my books and really to be left alone. But he said, you realize this is the first actual common law case to enter a Florida courtroom in 70 years. And that kind of hit home, and he's right. So in this journey that I've gone through, what we never learned is there are actually two legal systems. There is a justice system and there is a equity system. The justice system is the people's system, and that system works off of the preamble of the Constitution of the United States of America, and it works off the Bill of Rights. These are two different documents, and don't ever forget that. Okay, and it works off of your state constitution preamble and the prevailing rights that are in there. And there's rights in there where it says you have the right to trial by jury. You have the right to petition for your government. Petition your government. Well, that means to make a complaint. And this is where common law gets convoluted. I'm going to use the Bill of Rights because I'm most familiar with that, and the preamble of the Constitution. So the preamble of the Constitution are the citizen duties to form a more perfect union, to ensure domestic tranquility, to provide for the common defense. Notice that the word common defense is not common defense as in defense SE, but defense CE at the end. The reason is because it is the commoner's defense. See, normal people, and I say normal, I mean people who aren't attorneys or politicians or rich, right? The everyday working American, and American's a key word, not U.S. citizen, American. American is the common man, and he is the general person. And these two words are very important because what it means is you're a commoner, you're a peasant. And the problem throughout all time in history has been that the commoners were subjected and punished by those who accumulated wealth or power, or an aristocracy. They had a name, and they used their name like, oh, I work here because my dad worked here, because his dad worked here, and basically nepotism, right? Or they have a lot of wealth and they think that they have power, like LeBron James, right? The kid's 18 years old. He shoots basketballs into a hoop and gets handed a college degree, and all of a sudden starts making all these political statements, and he knows nothing about politics. He's never studied politics. He plays basketball. Well, study politics and you can make political statements. Otherwise, you look like an idiot, and you're not king, because there are no kings. And when you come down from your crown, your high horse, you'll realize that the people at the bottom actually have more power than you do. So, and that's where common law comes from. So there's no kings, there's no aristocrats, there's no names that give you heritage. There's just you and your actions. And for a long time, for 70 years at least in the state of Florida, the people haven't exercised their power, and they have power. If you're wronged by your spouse and you want it to be declared in public that your spouse cheated on you, Well, all you have to do is go file a case at common law, and you can go get a declaratory judgment from a trial by jury that you want it known in public that your spouse is an adulteress or an adulterer. Okay? That's why these laws are on the books. You ever really looked at the laws and realized that nobody's enforcing any of this stuff? That's because you're supposed to enforce it. That's common law. That's what it is. Petition your government for redress of grievance. You're supposed to be able to seek justice. And that's what common law is about. It's not about money. I don't want money. I want justice. I want an apology. I want you to answer for your bad behavior. No matter who you are, and no matter how great you think you are, I can get a sheriff to summon you into the room where you're under oath and you're going to talk instead of ignoring me. So I'm going to start putting up this. I'm going to create a new folder on common law, and I'm going to start talking about some of these ideas and some of the issues I've ran into in courts that I'm able to work my way through. If you're in Florida or you want to, or whatever, August 3rd, 10 o'clock, Sarasota County Courthouse, there will be a protest, and there's a 1-hour hearing. And at this point, the attorneys haven't shown up, and they have tried to manipulate the jurisdiction to deprive me of my rights, and they've been put on notice because that's the game they've been playing. God bless.